The NFL's new league year has officially begun. With the opening of free agency to the upcoming NFL draft, there really is something for everybody. But for the hardcore fan, this time of year truly is exciting. This is when your team is actually built, whether it's through the re-signing or restructuring of a current player, the signing of a big free agent, or through the draft. The one thing that remains constant through all of this is the salary cap. I thought it would be fun to take a look at each team's salary cap for this upcoming season and break down what each player actually represents to a given cap, while also accounting for dead money and free cap space. Now, I realize this time of year is probably not the best time to actually start a project like this given the current turnover on the cap. But I will account for this at the end of each team's video if there is a major change given either a signing, a trade, or release. And if there is a big change, I will update this at the end of each video. With that in mind, let's get started. Arizona's adjusted salary cap for the 2022 season has been set at $207,462,891. Devon Hagen carries a cap charge of $705,000. Last season, he appeared in 0 games. Andre Bocelli carries a cap charge of $705,000. Last season, he appeared in 0 games. Jonathan Ledbetter carries cap charge of $705,000. Last season, played in 1 game. Oda Martin, $705,000. Last season, he appeared in 2 games. Bernhard Sukovitz, $705,000. Last season, he appeared in no games. Nolan Cooney, $705,000. Last season, appeared in no games. David Wells, $825,000. Last season, he appeared in 3 games with 1 start, but recorded no receptions. Nate Brooks, $825,000. Last season, he appeared in 0 games. Antoine Wesley, $825,000. Last season, he appeared in 15 games, starting 4. He had 19 receptions for 208 yards and 3 touchdowns. Marcus Henry, $825,000. Last season, he appeared in 5 games. James Wiggins, $825,000. Last season, he appeared in 3 games. Victor Dimukeji, $865,465. Last season, he appeared in 14 games and had 3 tackles. Joe Walker, $895,000. Last season, he appeared in 12 games and had 11 tackles. Breon Borders, $895,000. Last year, he appeared in 12 total games, 1 with Arizona, and he had 8 total tackles, 3 with Arizona. Eric Smith, $895,000. Last season, he appeared in 1 game. Danny Isadora, $895,000. Last season, he appeared in 6 games. Dion Yelder, $895,000. Last season, he appeared in 5 games and had 1 reception for 0 yards. Jonathan Ward, $895,000. Last season, he appeared in 13 games. He had 9 carries for 33 yards. He also added 3 receptions for 34 yards. Jace Whitaker, $895,000. Last season, he appeared in 2 games. Greg Dortch, $895,000. Last season, he appeared in 5 games, starting 2. He had 3 receptions for 15 yards, 1 rush for 24 yards. He also returned 3 punt returns for 24 yards, 4 kick returns for 79. Jalen Samuels, $895,000. He did not play for Arizona last season. Eno Benjamin, $920,679. Last season, he appeared in 9 games with 34 carries for 118 yards and 1 touchdown. Alex Ellis, $965,000. Last season, he appeared in no games. Matt Dickerson, $965,000. Last season, he appeared in no games. Don Harlow, $965,000. Last season, he appeared in 15 games, starting 5. Trace McSorley, $965,000. Last season, he appeared in 0 games. Joshua Miles, $983,644. Last season, he appeared in 10 games. Marco Wilson, $987,594. Last season, he appeared in 14 games, starting 13. He had 48 tackles. Deontay Thompson, $1,052,542. Last season, he appeared in 17 games and had 8 tackles. Rashard Lawrence, 1,066,021. Last season, he appeared in 11 games, starting 7. He had 11 tackles. Leki Fotu, 1,088,368. Last season, he appeared in 17 games, starting 3. He had 19 tackles. Josh Jones, 1,319,819. Last season, he appeared in 17 games, starting 12. Andy Isabella, 1,473,141. Last season, he appeared in 8 games. He had 1 reception for 13 yards. Rondale Moore, 1,573,694. Last season, he appeared in 14 games, starting 7. He had 54 receptions for 435 yards and 1 touchdown. Tanner Vallejo, 1,844,118. Last season, he appeared in 10 games, starting 2. He had a half sack and 11 tackles. Kelvin Beachum, 2,425,000. Last season, he appeared in 15 games, starting all 15. AJ Green, 2,500,000. Last season, he played in 16 games, starting 9. He had 54 receptions for 848 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jalen Thompson, 2,625,730. Last season, he appeared in 17 games, starting 12. He had 3 interceptions for 49 yards. Justin Murray, 2,627,452. Last season, he appeared in 3 games, starting 1. Zach Allen, 2,825,684. Last season, he appeared in 15 games, starting 14. He had 1 interception and 4 sacks. Zavon Collins, 3,338,694. Last season, he appeared in 17 games, starting 6. He had 25 tackles. Byron Murphy, 3,497,636. Last season, he appeared in 16 games, starting all 16. He had 4 interceptions for 49 yards and a touchdown. Marcus Golden, 3,985,294. Last season, he appeared in 16 games, starting 5. He had 11 sacks. Matt Prater, 4,500,000. Last season, he appeared in 17 games, hitting 81.1% of his field goal attempts. Isaiah Simmons, 5,635,651. Last season, he appeared in 17 games, starting all 17. He had 1 interception, 1.5 sacks, and 70 solo tackles. Devon Kennard, 9,083,088. Last season, he appeared in 15 games, starting 3. He had 24 tackles. Kyler Murray, 11,386,841. Last season, he appeared in 14 games and started all 14. He threw for 3,787 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He completed 69.2% of his passes and made the Pro Bowl. Justin Pugh, 11,848,529. Last season, he appeared in 14 games, starting 13. Rodney Hudson, 12,610,000. Last season, he appeared in 12 games, starting all 12. Jordan Phillips, 13,301,444. Last season, he appeared in 9 games, starting 8. He had 3 sacks. Budda Baker, 14,775,000. Last season, he appeared in 17 games, starting all 17. He had 3 interceptions for 101 yards and added 2 sacks, as well as 63 solo tackles. He was selected to the Pro Bowl. J.J. Watt, 15,900,000. He appeared in 7 games, starting 7 before injury. He had 1 sack. D.J. Humphries, 19,333,000. Last season, he appeared in 16 games, starting all 16. He was also selected to the Pro Bowl. DeAndre Hopkins, 25,050,000. Last season, he appeared in 10 games and started all 10 before injury. He had 42 receptions for 572 yards and 8 touchdowns. The Cardinals' dead money for this season's salary cap is $3,399,577. This includes $3 million for Jordan Hicks. The current cap space that will be available for upcoming free agents and this year's rookie class is $5,487,186. Here are the updates, and as expected, there are quite a few of them since I was a genius to start this project right around the time of the opening of free agency. However, I will say I'm actually kind of glad I did this because it will give a pretty good representation of just how fluid a team's salary cap can actually be. DeAndre Hopkins restructured his deal, dropping his cap charge to $17,950,000. Justin Pugh, while he has restructured his contract, I did not have the full details of this at the time of this recording, so I did not reflect it in the chart, but his cap charge looks like it will be dropping to roughly $7,500,000. Zach Ertz signed for $4,750,000. James Conner signed for $3,975,000. Devon Kennard restructured his deal, dropping his cap charge to $3,567,794. Colt McCoy signed for $2,500,000. Dennis Gardeck signed for $2,196,666. Michael Dogbay signed for $1 million. Dead money is now $5,899,577 after, as expected, AJ Green's contract moved over there. This will also change again June 2nd when Jordan Phillips is officially released. And finally, we get to free cap space, which is now $6,620,814. Now, full disclosure, I will admit this number is probably not accurate given Justin Pugh's restructure, as well as the signings of Max Williams, Andy Lee, Aaron Brewer, and Jeff Gladney, details of which are not currently available. Now I can hear everyone screaming, "Jordan Phillips! You missed Jordan Phillips! What are you, a moron?" Well, I did start this series 2 days before the start of free agency, so that should be a pretty good clue on the answer on that question. You know what I'm saying? Alright, seriously, no. I did not forget Jordan Phillips. Jordan Phillips has been designated as a post-June 1st release. What does that mean? That means the Cardinals will carry him on their salary cap until June 2nd. Well, why would they do this? Short answer is it saves them more money for this upcoming season. Let me explain. Had the Cardinals released Jordan Phillips immediately, his cap charge would have dropped from 13.3 to 9.2, giving the Cardinals $4.1 million in immediate cap space. However, by waiting until June, his cap charge will now be $3.3 million, giving them $10 million in free cap space. But how is that possible? It's all about the signing bonus. Even though most players get their entire bonus up front, the impact on a cap is spread out over the length of the contract. In Jordan Phillips' case, he still had 2 years remaining. This year, $3.3 million of his bonus was due to hit the cap. Next year, $5.9 million. Now, according to NFL rules, if you release a player before June 1st, the entire amount of bonus that is remaining to hit the cap is going to hit this year's cap. By waiting until June 1st, they are now able to defer that $5.9 million left on his bonus on next year's cap. I hope that kind of clears up on why teams do what they do with that June 1st designation. Until next time, this has been the DeSchwab Report. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more, you know what to do.